So here's a number 1260 Mora. I keep the edge sharpened at between 9 and 10 degrees per side. Cuts very well due to the thin blade stock, the acute edge, and the fact that I can cut right in front of my hand, so I'm not having any leverage disadvantage. So to simply make a point on this piece of pine, cuts in relatively well, and you can see it doesn't take very long whatsoever to remove the necessary wood. About 31 cuts, and that's it, you're done. Now in comparison, you look at a knife like this, which is the Bushman from Cold Steel. The edge starts significantly in front of where I can hold on to it on the handle. I can't really choke up to put the edge in front of my hand like this, because I'm actually trying to hold on to the blade stock. It's very uncomfortable, so I'm having to hold back here. The problem is now, when I'm cutting, the edge is about an inch in front of my handle. More specifically, it's an inch right in front of this line, which is the line of my index finger. This creates a leverage disadvantage, and I can amplify that by trying to cut like way out here. You can see how easily the knife bends back, and it's very difficult to cut because I'm fighting this huge leverage disadvantage. But even cutting down by the handle right here, I can still feel it. And it's very easy to calculate this. All you do is you take the distance from where the edge starts to your index finger, which is about 1 inch here, the width between your index finger and your pinky, which is about 3 inches for me. You divide them, 1 divided by 3, that's about 30%. 30% is my leverage disadvantage. That means even if the Cold Steel Bushman had the exact same blade profile as the 1260 Mora, because of the 30% leverage disadvantage, the performance would be expected to be 30% less. Now, it is possible to make a large knife which doesn't have that leverage disadvantage, and this is an example of one. This is a custom Hudson Bay Camp. I can wrap my thumb up around the top of the handle, I can grip right underneath the blade, and I can cut with the edge right in front of my hand, just like I can with the Mora. So this knife starts off with no leverage disadvantage, so it's basically profile to profile on the blades. Now, wood has a lot of variability in it. Even if I cut one piece like I'm doing here and just little sections off of it, I would expect each section to have various changes in it because wood, again, is not 100% uniform. So normally what I'll do is I'll cut 10 points with each knife, do an average, and come up with some kind of indication of performance. But generally, I mean, you can tell just from doing a few cuts if the performance is similar or not. And when I start off with this one right away, I can tell it's in the same class. I'm getting the same ease of moving the knife through the wood. I'm getting the same size of chips getting taken off. I'm getting the same general fatigue. I can cut at this pace all day long and easily move through the wood. So you can see it's very quickly making a point. Done. Now, I've already done this about 10 times with each knife already, and the performance is near identical. Now, while that may seem a bit surprising, when you actually check the profiles on these knives, the final edge angle on this knife is only a few degrees higher than the edge angle on the Mora. But because it has a full primary grind, the edge thins very rapidly. The actual secondary bevel on this is only about 15 thou thick, and right above that it thins out into the primary grind. So even though the very edge is slightly a bit heavier, it thins out very rapidly. And what that does, it gives you a combination of higher durability right at the very edge for when you're hitting knots and other hard wood, but it gives you the same general carving and whittling ability as on the Mora, and that's one of the advantages of the primary grind. It allows you to have a heavier edge without losing that cutting ability. And the other thing, of course, it's very easy to sharpen this, because on the Mora I have to hone this very wide bevel. On this knife I only have to hone this little tiny secondary bevel to keep it nice and sharp. Very nice knife so far.